What's up, guys? It is, I don't know what day it is. I told you guys like a week and a half ago, I don't know, something like that I would be talking about Bernie Sanders for a week during my vlogs. I'd be focusing on who he is and what his platform is. And I went ahead and I recorded a whole bunch, and I realized it's way too long for one vlog. So what you're about to see is simply who Bernie Sanders says he is, his biography. Okay guys, I said that we'd go through what Bernie Sanders stands for, what his platform is, and kind of like the feasibility of what he did. Not necessarily because I'm a fan or not a fan of Bernie Sanders, I simply don't know enough, and a lot of people my age are jumping on the Bernie Sanders bandwagon. Everybody seems to want to hashtag feel the burn all the time. It's pretty annoying. But anyways, I want to go through with you guys what I find out about Bernie from a non-political standpoint. I'm just going to do some basic research, more than what normal people do, but I'm just going to do what I can to see at least that there's some truth into what he says, and then work out or find other resources about the feasibility of what he wants to do. This is who Bernie says he is. He's a Democrat. He spent 16 years as the sole congressman for Vermont in the House of Representatives. He was elected to the Senate in 2006, and he was re-elected in 2012 with 71% of the vote. He was a carpenter. He was a documentary filmmaker, and he was elected the mayor of Burlington, Vermont in 1981 by only 10 votes. He was born in Brooklyn, New York. He went to the University of Chicago, but he transformed Burlington into one of the most exciting and livable small cities in America through major strides in affordable housing, progressive taxation, environmental protection, childcare, women's rights, youth programs, and the arts. Now, the problem I have with that comes into a few spots. Is I don't know how you measure a city to be the one of the most exciting and livable places. That's very complicated to do, especially since I haven't ever heard of Burlington, Vermont. He said he made major strides in affordable housing, progressive taxation, environmental protection, childcare, women's rights, youth programs, and the arts. I'm just saying that doesn't say much. What necessarily states what is a major versus a non-major stride, I don't know. Those are just things I'm going to look into. As a member of Congress, he worked tirelessly for families focused on shrinking the middle class gap between the rich and everybody else. He was called the Amendment King in the House of Representatives for passing more amendments than anybody else in Congress. Like, I know you may have passed more amendments than everybody else in Congress, but that can mean either, well, I guess that can mean three things: is you were just awesome and you passed a lot of meaningful stuff. Two, you passed a bunch of bullshit that didn't matter at all. And three, you voted for anything that could have counted towards your number of passed amendments to use that as a statistic or something to be elected upon. As chairman of the Senate Committee of Veterans Affairs, one of the things he is big on is helping veterans, which all for that. He stated that he worked across the aisle to bridge Washington's toxic partisan divide and cut one of the most significant deals in years. I don't know what that means at all. I also don't know what deal that was, or in what years, or how many years that years qualifies for. So that's another weird iffy thing. I just want to say real quick, it's not just Bernie Sanders that has a website like this, and it's very vague. I'm just pointing out that you can't take everything immediately for the truth. In 2015, Democratic leadership, not sure who that means, tapped Bernie to serve as the caucus ranking member on the Senate Budget Committee. Now, something I want to point out about that is I'm not sure what the caucus is, but I'm pretty sure it's a group of people that, I don't know, maybe oversees the budget. And I also want to point out that in 2015, the Senate or the Congress or whatever couldn't actually set a budget and almost put the government into long-term shutdown. So I don't think that's something to be proud of. maybe he was on the good side. Maybe he was trying to be progressive about getting a budget passed, but whatever. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the little talk about Bernie Sanders. I'm gonna kind of call that Bernie talk. I'm gonna be doing this for the vlogs for the rest of this week ending on Friday. I may not get to the end of his platform. I'm only doing it for a week's amount of time. I've been sick. I've had a class project that I have to focus on. So I think what I'm gonna just try to focus on is simply his biography and his agenda as president, and then his top #1 fighting point, which is wealth inequality. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you stay tuned tomorrow so you don't miss out on some of the Bernie talk. If you guys like this, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave it in the comments below why you didn't, and we can address that. Thanks, guys.